Well, hey there guys, this is a segment I haven't done for a while. I think the last time I did a New Tool Monday was my Sasquatch back here. Today's New Tool Monday is on this Festool RO 125 Orbital Sander and the Festool CD Mini Hepa dust collector to go along with this sander. These two units were kind of a tough pill to swallow at over $1,230 for the two of them, but a bad finish on a woodworking project can really take it down a notch. I wanted my first Festool to be the sander and the dust collector so that I can try and take my woodworking projects to the next level. Let's open this up. I think pretty much every Festool hand tool comes in one of these plastic cases. They lock together with other cases if you're not familiar. Wow, that is a heavy unit. We've got a little shield for the front and a pretty long cord, looks like. All right, I measured it. It's almost 13.5 feet long, so that is going to be awesome. This case has places to put extra sanding discs. The sanding head is interchangeable. You can switch it out for softer or harder pads or pads for buffing and polishing. Man, this thing is really heavy though. Speed adjustment. Well, let's get this dust collector opened up. Now this too has a really long cord, which will be awesome. Now this has just over a 4-gallon capacity, which might not sound like much, but I have my Grizzly dust collector for my bigger equipment. This is primarily going to be for things like the sander, or if I end up with a track saw. This is mostly going to be used for fine dust. Some fancy zip ties on here. Got a nice long hose on it that just plugs into the top. Now this dust collector has a Bluetooth switch. You can buy a remote that clamps onto the end of the hose, or if you have Festool cordless tools, the battery will automatically send a signal to the vacuum to turn on, and then it'll run for a little bit after you shut your tool off. But with this corded tool, you can just plug it in to the dust collector, and when you power up the sander, the dust collector will power up. Another thing that I really like about this Festool system is that these Systainer boxes, which you can get all kinds of different boxes. I'll probably get one of these Systainer boxes to carry my sanding discs in, because I bought a bunch of them. So it'd be nice to keep those organized and be able to haul them around with the tool. Well, I've got a piece of oak that I'm working on that I would like to try this sander out right now. So I'm going to get this thing set up and see how it works. All right, so when I turn it on, the dust collector should start up. What? That has got some good suction. All right, well, I'm going to get a piece of oak over here and a sanding pad and give this thing a whirl. Actually, I should check and make sure there's a bag in that vacuum. Aha! Let's put a bag on it. And the instructions. All right, now this is a piece of live edge quarter sawn oak that I did in a video about a year ago. It's been through a planer. I've mitered the corner here. This is gonna end up being about a hip high shelf in a bar in someone's home. And so I've got a mitered corner here. Like I said, it's been through a planer, it's still pretty rough. I've got 150 grit sandpaper on here. And I'm just gonna try and kind of work this end and see how the dust collection works. This thing is aggressive. It doesn't feel like anything I've ever sanded with before. This thing really, it's a two-handed deal. It's pulling you around, but man alive, that is incredible. It's kind of hard to describe. You can almost steer this thing around by applying pressure to one side, forward or back, and it will pull the sander. I was using two hands at first because I'm used to a palm sander where it's a small unit. This seems like it would be trying to tip over with this handle like this, but it actually holds to the wood. And it's amazingly stable holding back like this. You would think it'd be trying to tip down, but I don't know if that's the vacuum pulling it to the wood, but I mean, it is incredible. And it's so heavy. It is so heavy. I'm gonna drop it down. This is 150 grit. I'm gonna put on some 220. And this sandpaper, I'll show you this sandpaper. I got this on Amazon, and it's some pretty serious stuff. Well, I guess it's appropriate that it's serious stuff because it's called Serious Grit. Amazon, I'll post a link down below. This is a variety pack. It's got 80, 120, 150, 180, and 220, 10 of each. And it wasn't that expensive. I also bought a box of 50 320 grit and 600 grit. Boy, another thing I'm noticing is you don't have to push down. I was pushing down like I'm used to doing with my palm sander, but you don't have to push down hard. This thing is, I mean, it is incredible, and there is not a speck of dust in the air. That vacuum is awesome, and you can actually adjust the suction. You can turn it up or down if you feel like you're pulling too hard, which I would probably play with because it does seem like it's pulling pretty good. But man, this was a tough trigger to pull, but it makes me feel a lot better now seeing how amazing this thing works. I am thoroughly impressed. Well guys, you can definitely expect to see more of this stuff in action soon. I'm filming this project. I think this is going to turn out really cool. Hopefully I'll have these shelves finished up this coming week, stained and clear coated, and we'll be installing them in the bar that they're going in. And I'm going to bring you guys all along for that. This stuff is awesome. I'm super happy with my purchase. I am not a representative of Festool, although I'm not opposed to being one. I definitely don't think this will be my last purchase from them. This thing works really well. So stick around guys, I appreciate you watching as always, and so many great comments in the last video. I really appreciate it. You guys be safe, and we will see you soon.